I just got the Too Faced Le Grand Palais, or the Grand Palace set for holiday of 2015. This particular set is a Sephora exclusive. I just got an email from Too Faced, and they released some more of their sets on the Too Faced website, and I believe usually Ulta gets a special set as well, but I haven't seen any holiday sets, too many anyway, on Ulta just yet. But Sephora released a couple this morning, and then they released this one a couple days ago, and I just got it. So this is the outside packaging, and this whole set was $58. So this is what it looks like. There's a bow on top, and then this top pops off right there. And then you pull down the side, and inside of here, this particular cover piece, my palette was loose inside the box when I got it. However, it's supposed to stay in this portion of the palette. If I can get it back out now because I put it in there. It sits right in here. And then inside of here, which this is super cute, there's a mini or like deluxe size sample of the melted liquefied longwear for lips in the shade Melted Peony, which is on my lips. And I did do a demo with the palette on my eyes, so if you're interested in that and seeing how they perform and stuff, that'll be towards the end of the video for you. The Too Faced Shadow Insurance is like the deluxe size, and also a deluxe size of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Now these all come out of here, these little deluxe size samples here. And while this is a very pretty presentation, and I love Too Faced packaging, I feel like this situation here is all kind of just a little bit of a waste, because once you take the makeup out of it, you just, you have this. It would be nice to keep those products in here, but if you're really wanting to use them, you're not going to want to store it inside of this every time. At least I won't. It's, I'll pull the palette out, put it with my palettes, and use it that way. I'm not going to put it back in this packaging. It's almost like it's almost like a little dollhouse type of situation. They got Sephora, and then there's the chocolate bar palette. I mean, it's cute. It is really, really cute. So here are the deluxe size samples that come inside of the packaging right there. But here's Melted Peony on the back of my hand. And I do like these. They're a longer wearing type of lipstick without being super drying like the liquid lipstick formulas that are all the rage right now, but they aren't as moisturizing as some lipsticks. But I think it's kind of a little bit of a happy medium for me, so I do enjoy the melted liquefied longwear lipsticks from Too Faced. Now onto the palette that's in the set, and this is the actual piece that got me excited. This is like the main piece in my opinion. It comes in the cardboard packaging like so, and I'll read you off how many products and the size of each products that are in here. You are getting 15 eyeshadows that are each 0.06 ounces a piece, and then the larger shadows that are on top there are each 0.07 ounces a piece, and then the 4 face powders that are on the bottom are 0.08 ounces a piece. So I mean, you're getting a decent amount of product inside of here. I didn't use the face products in here today because I used the new Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit palette, and a lot of people wanted to see a video on that, so I'm going to try to film that right after this one. But I didn't use these face products. However, I did swatch this Flush shade, which is the highlight, and I swatched it against the Everything Nice. Yeah, the last year's Everything Nice palette, and this one here is more pigmented than that one. And I'll show you guys side by sides of last year's Sephora Too Faced palette and this one as well. And then on top of here, you've got 2 larger matte eyeshadow shades right there, and then you've got one with some shimmer, which is called Satin Cheats. And I'll get up close and show you guys a little bit more detailed. But just to get into the eyeshadows that I used on my eyes, I used 3 of them with the glitter in there, and there are 9 shades in here, which is quite a bit of shades that have got chunky glitter in them. And all of the shades that I had used on my eyes, which was all 3 of them, I have got glitter particles all over my face. And then this Midnight in Paris shade, I really had to build it up to get the color out of it, to get some blue out of it. It could use a little bit more pigmentation to it. There's a whole lot of glitter. And then that kind of dispersed throughout the entire palette, which was a little on the annoying side. I tried to blow it off, but like there's little specks inside the blush and a couple of the highlight shades and stuff like that. It kind of went everywhere. And this is another shade I used on my lid with the glitter, and that right away I had fallout on my face. And like the glitters, they don't... Usually, like, I can brush off fallout. I do it right away after I put the shadow on and I can feel the fallout on my face. I brush it off right away, which is what I did with this as well. But the glitters just stuck to my face. There are glitters going on all over up in here. So that is something to be aware of. Sun Bunny is the bronzer that's in here, and it's probably my favorite bronzer from Too Faced. I've actually been through an entire compact of the Sun Bunny bronzer, and these blushes swatch out quite nicely. Both of them are matte, and then the Flush highlight is a little bit on the golden. It's a little bit deeper in tone for me, but it is a pretty color. So here is the palette up close right here. And then this is the upper portion right here. There is not a mirror anywhere in any of the packaging of this, so that's something to make note of. And then here are the shades. Let's do Flush, which is the highlight, and Sun Bunny. Sun Bunny bronzer does have a sheen to it. So those are Sun Bunny and the Flush highlight. Then we'll do Stardust and Skyline blush, which these blushes are actually very, very pretty. So there are the face products in the palette. Now we'll swatch these top eyeshadows right here, which are the highlight shades. The middle shade has got shimmer, the other two are matte. Then I'll turn it sideways and I'll go down like this in rows of 3. So we'll do this black, which is a matte, the String of Lights chunky one, and then Delightful, which has micro glitters, but it's not as chunky as some of the others. Do these next 3, which is Eiffel, which is a chunky one, Yule Log, which has got micro glitter, but it's kind of smooth, and then Moon on Their Wings, which is also chunky. Then we've got Midnight in Paris, which was a mess. Wish List, which is really beautiful. This one is soft, pigmented, buttery. It's really pretty. And then Cobblestone, which is a matte. So you can see this guy is lacking. Then there's Champs-Élysées, which is the chunkier one, Arc de Triomphe, which is also a chunkier one, and then City of Lights, which is really smooth. And I think it's going to come off as a matte, but it does have some little tiny sparkles in it. And then lastly, there's Party Dress, which I used a little bit on my lid there. That one also has got some chunky glitter in it. Belle Femme, which is a really pretty matte chocolate brown. And then Dreamlight, which is also in one of them, a really pretty smooth brown shade. Sorry if there's a Phoebe hair in there, but... This guy, I felt like I packed it over one of the other shades, and I felt like it could have put a little bit more of a punch in there. It's on the outer portion of my lid. But... And then comparing last year's to this year's, the top one is the Everything Nice palette from last year, and then the bottom one is this year's holiday palette. While there are different tones of, like, a little bit different variation, like the Head Over Heels color in last year's is very similar to Midnight in Paris, but the Head Over Heels one is a little bit more vibrant. I did find that the shadows in last year's palette are better than some of the shadows in this year's palette. There are a lot of really chunky fallout prone shades. Like I said, there's like 9 of them inside of this palette right here. Now, as far as the face products go, the blushes in last year's palette had shimmer in them, and the blushes in this year's palette appear to be like a satin matte type of a finish. You know, unless you're like a collector or you just love getting the holiday palettes like me, if you have last year's, I don't think that this year's is super necessary, to be honest with you. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. I did really have to build and blend this Midnight in Paris shade right here. And then also I tried to blend it out with Cobblestone, and it looks alright. I'm happy with the look, the way that it kind of came out. I think it's cute and pretty, but I do still, when I got up close to the mirror, I'm not happy with the blending on it. And for as much blending as I did do, it should look better. And I kind of want to blame, because I've had decent luck with Too Faced matte eyeshadows in both their holiday palettes and like their chocolate bar palettes, so I kind of want to blame this Midnight in Paris shade because it's lacking some like pigment to it, like it's a lot of chunkiness going on. So I'm kind of blaming that why the cobblestone didn't blend it out super nice. So while the whole set and everything is really cute, it's packaged really pretty and stuff like that, I almost wish they would have put a little more emphasis on the actual packaging that's housing like the eyeshadow palette and stuff like that, as opposed to so much cardboard. And then again, some of the eyeshadows are lacking a bit. But on the gift end of things, I can really say that when I was opening it up, I really felt like if I were to get that as a gift, it would have really brought me joy, I guess. So if you're looking to give it to somebody who is really nuts about makeup, it was really an exciting, pretty presentation and stuff like that. So if you guys want to see the eyeshadows in action and how I got the look that's on my eyes, you can hang tight and we will get into it right now. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes from the lash line to up underneath the brow with the NYX eyeshadow bases in 01 mixed with 03. So there's a white one and a flesh tone shade. I'm just going to mix the two. Now on a Goss number 18 brush, I'm going to go into the shade Arc de Triomphe. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's this one right here. This has got some micro glitter in it, so we'll see. I'm going to definitely tap my brush off, but we'll see on the fallout. I'm going to put this on the lid. And I'm going to bring it in as well. And we have a bit of fallout. Little glitters going on. They are totally stuck to my face. I don't use blue too often, so I'm going to go into the shade Midnight in Paris, which also has micro glitters in it. On a Chikuhodo GSN 9 brush, I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to put it on the outer portion of the lid and kind of bring it up. Oh, that doesn't have a ton of pigment, that guy. Get some more. Oh my god, I can feel the, oh man, I can feel the flecks of glitter falling on my face right now. Ah! I'm going to go in with the Goss number 3 brush, and I'm going to pick up the shade Vintage Lace right here, which is kind of a creamy, one of the mattes, and it's a cream highlight shade. I'm going to put this underneath the brow. Now on a Hakuhodo J5523 brush, I'm going to go into the shade Cobblestone, which is right there, which is also one of the mattes in the palette. I'm going to start blending out the Midnight in Paris shade with that. I'm getting some patchiness where I'm putting the matte with the Midnight in Paris palette, so I'm going to go back in with the Midnight in Paris in a minute. Probably get some more glitter fallout. But first I'm going to take this Goss 3 brush and give this upper edge a blend right here. And then on that same GSN 9, I'm going to pick up some more Midnight in Paris and go back in the crease with this, because it's like all patchy right up in here. Try to build this up a bit. Because that shade doesn't, it's got a lot of sparkle, but I really had to build it up to get the blue. Well, it's building anyway. I was worried about that for a minute. But it's building. I'm kind of like Fallout City all up in here. I did a bunch of building and blending with that Cobblestone shade, and then the Midnight in Paris, which I'll probably cut out because it's taking forever. But I really had to pack and blend those two. I got the patchiness out of there, but it did take some time, and I have a fallout all over my face, and those glitter shade, the little glitters that fell out, they're like they're not brushing off. They're like all up in this. On this Goss 18 brush, I'm just going to do something completely random. I'm going to pick up this shade called Party Dress. It's the pink right there. And I'm going to put this on the outer portion of the lid so that after I put my liner on, there should be a peak of pink through there. Just right up in here. Build it up just a bit more. That's a little funner. That is a glitter shade as well, and I have a little bit of fallout with that guy, that pink too. But here's the eyeshadow before I go ahead and put on mascara, brows, and liners so you guys can see what it looks like. It's kind of shiny up through here, so you might get some glare from my lights. For lips, I've got Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat in the shade Pillow Talk. I'm just going to line them and bring it in ever so slightly. And then instead of opening the little Too Faced Melted Peony, I'm going to go ahead and use the large size that I already have, and I'm going to fill in my lips with that. So there's the overall finished look using the new Too Faced Holiday 2015 Le Grand Palais, or the Grand Palace makeup set. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!